Hey, hello there. So today there will not be a video about the history of comics. That's because this weekend I went to the Beja Comics Festival here in Portugal, and I had a great time. This festival is now on the 13th event, but due to my personal history, I have never been able to attend before this year. I used to work on Sundays, and this is no fun. If I can only go on Saturday, I have to be there for Saturday and Sunday. And I managed to get a few books and uh, get together with some artists. Some of them are foreigner. There's usually a lot of guests from both from here in Portugal and from abroad. And this time we got a lot of guests from Brazil, from France and Denmark, and from Italy. And there were story conferences about Disney comics in Italy. Here in Europe, we have a lot of Disney comics everywhere, and the Disney studios are based in Italy. All the comic stories are now made in Italy. Uh, if you if you already in, if you already following me yesterday, I managed to do 3 interviews. I talked to Mario Freitas, who is the editor of Kingpin Books. He's also an author, and I spoke also to André Oliveira, another author who has worked with Mario, but is also self-publishing his own material. And I chose those two because they have books that have been published in English. So in case you're interested, you can take a look at their interviews. They're down below in the description. You can take a look at their interviews, and you can take a look at their books if you're interested and buy them. And I also took the time to talk to the organizer of the festival, Paulo Monteiro. He's been doing this for 13 years. Is very very active, always trying to make sure that everything is going according to plan, um, which makes this essentially a small town festival, probably the most interesting comics event in Portugal throughout the whole year. And you also since I also talked to him, you can also see the interview link down there in the description. I have three interview links, and plus another one from my friend Nuno Amado, whose blog is going to have a a series of photographs with all the art exhibits that were present on the event. And the gallery is not online yet as I'm recording this, but it will be online tomorrow. So if you're watching this in the United States, by the time you're having lunch, it will certainly be online. In any case, the link to his blog is already here, but I will update it to the correct post link as soon as that is available. So now it's not a comics festival here if you don't take the time to buy some books, and I did not buy everything new that came out, but I managed to spend quite an amount of money. So time to start showing you guys some of the treasures that I bought. This one is a promo that was given to me by the comic art publisher. This is Nimona by Noel Stevenson. It's going to be published by Saída de Emergência, who are more used to publishing fantasy and science fiction novels than comic books, but occasionally they do put something out every once in a while. As you can see here, good for all ages. No, this is from one of my friends, Alvaro, talking with the kids. He's a math tutor, so sometimes he has strange conversations with teenagers, and he remembers them and he draws them. He's usually very good with caricatures, and he is also one of the organizers of our monthly comic fan dinner that we have in Lisbon, always on the first Tuesday of every month. So it's usually black and white art, so if you can see it, and there's a lot of the jokes are usually on the dialogues, and but he has an expressive type of art. This is not a new book. It came out last year. Petals by Gustavo Borges and Chris Peter. This is one of the Kingpin books that is also available in English, so you might want to check it out. Here you go. I haven't read any of these yet. I just bought them. I haven't had the time to read them. It was a 1.5 hour drive home, and I also wanted to watch the Indianapolis 500, which I was doing until a short time ago. Also from Kingpin, but I don't think he will be able to produce this in English because of the lettering. It's part of the art, so it's not easy to translate. One by the Brazilian artist Pedro Cubiaco, Adventures on Treasure Island. It's basically a childhood dream. Very, very good art. When Mario was introducing the book on the conference lounge, you referred to Pedro as a 20-year-old prodigy, and I think I agree with that assessment. Here's a couple more pages. It's just a shame that this is not going to be published in English. I hope they can figure something out. But he might have some new material coming up. He's a young guy, so he's trying to get to be known outside Brazil. And finally, G-Fly is the publisher that's the one that's mostly involved with international material. They launched a new graphic novel by a French writer and a Danish artist, but I didn't buy that one. It was kind of expensive, so I took the time to buy volumes 2 and 3 of Velvet. This is being published right here in Portugal right now, always in hardcover. G-Fly also publishes Saga, Outcast, and Southern Bastards here, and they just launched the Azzarello Corbin Luke Cage miniseries that was published by Marvel Max a few years ago. I didn't buy that one because I already have it in English and as floppies, and they're actually signed by the colorist Villarrubia when he was here for the Amadora Comics Festival a few years ago. And I also finally got the chance to buy this little mini series. It came Ultimate by Mosi, a new young girl that is one of the most promising writers and artists that we have right now. This is a 3-issue miniseries, everything in this magazine size, and the title kind of translates as Far Out. Also black and white art, actually gray tones. This is really cute. I've been wanting to buy these, but I haven't had the money yet, so now I finally did it. This is also not a new title, but since they had the 3 available with a special price, I took the time to buy it. Now, one of the things that we have here in Portugal that usually you don't have in the United States is that every comics festival is mostly about the exhibits. We like buying the new books and meeting the authors and getting autographs, but every time we have exhibits. And I'm going to take the time here to show you some of the art that was put up. Let's see now. Do I do the screen sharing bit? All right. Just bear with me for a little bit, and I'll try to. Okay. So here it is. I hope you can see this. This is part of the Brazilian artists exhibit. Flávio Luiz is the artist, the writer and artist. And this story, this is from a book that was available on the festival. Au, o Capoeirista, translated as Au, the character's name, the capoeira fighter. As you may know, capoeira is a fighting style of martial art, type of martial arts that was developed by African slaves that were taken to Brazil to work as enslaved labor. Okay, let's see now. Let's take the other one. All right, so let's see if I can put up the other one. All right. This is another page from that graphic novel that I showed you a couple of minutes ago, from Adventures on Treasure Island by Pedro Cubiaco. This is probably the most interesting page visually on the graphic novel, and it goes to show you that he has an amazing talent, and he has still has a lot of ground to explore, but he's already very good with page composition and using the art as a storytelling medium. Next, okay, let's see now what we have here. And no, we had a couple of Romanian artists that were invited to come, and they had their own exhibit. This is a newspaper strip. I think it's pronounced Muki and Mace, by Radu Duldurescu. I hope I'm not mangling that. But I'm not sure if he was the Romanian artist that we had here. Now, another one. Okay, here it is. Yep, all right. This is by Terkel Riesberg, is the Danish artist that has been working with French writer Anne-Christine Pandolfo. This is from a comic that was called L'Astragal, but this was not the new graphic novel that was launched here. That one was The Lioness. I'm not sure if this is available in English. Since this is published mainly in France and Italy, it should probably be available in English, but I'm really not sure. So next one. Here we go. And here it is. We had two Italian artists over here from the Disney Studios. This is, I believe, by Paulo Motura. Paulo Motura. Paulo Motura. And it's an adaptation of Fritz Lang's Metropolis, that was published in the Mickey Mouse magazine in Italy, where the character is called Topolino. And this is probably the best Disney comic of the year. It was just launched here in Portugal as well, as part of a regular series. We have anthologies where the Disney comics are published. Usually, there's a weekly 100-page magazine and a monthly 200-page book, and that was where this was published. Finally, still I have two to go. Okay. I think this is by Ricardo Venancio. This is not part of the exhibit per se, but they enlarged some panels and used them as decorations. This is actually set on the doors to the electrical room. So, and they did a few other panels disguising parts of the building. I think this is by Ricardo Venancio. I'm not sure. And okay, and finally, the last one that I have here. Okay, let's see if I can enlarge this. This is a page from Rocket Raccoon, which was drawn by a Portuguese artist, Jorge Coelho. We have a couple of Portuguese artists that have been working for Marvel and DC in the last few years. Since we don't have a proper industry, the majority of professional artists, if they want to make a living doing this, they have to go either to the United States or to France. I really like his style. Is really appropriate for American comics, and and because he's been a success, he also had a an exhibit. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I'm also going to leave a link in the description for for my friend's blog, Leituras BD, translates as comics readings, which is the blog where I used to write, and I might go back to writing every once in a while if I want to do something more long form. Right now is still taking care of all the pictures. Those were just a few of the pictures that he took. There's going to be a very large gallery of images from the exhibits and from all the celebrations around the festival, and those are going to be available on his blog. So for now, I'll leave the blog link on the description, but then I will update with the correct article link. So I guess this was it. I'm kind of tired, but I went down there yesterday, and I came back today, and 1.5 hour drive, and it's really hot in here. We're at basically we're kind of at the same latitude as New York City, but right now it's like it's really tropical and really sweltering heat, and we're hoping it's going to have we're going to have a torrential rain every minute now because the clouds have been menacing. So that heat also took a bit out of me, and I just wanted to show you some of the things that we have here in terms of comic conventions. They are not like American conventions, even though this is a marginal art form in terms of how it reaches the overall audience, the mainstream audience. It is always treated as an art form, not just as a way to make money. And I just wanted to showcase some of the things that we have around here. So I hope you enjoyed it. And next week I'll go back to talking about the history of comics again. I'm still not sure what I'm going to write about. I might go, I've been reading the Nexus, so maybe I'll do something about First Comics. I have a few other stuff from them around here, John Sable and Grimjack, which I've been buying as those small paperback editions. So I might do something with that, but I'm still not sure. So if you've enjoyed this, thank you very much for taking the time to hear me ramble. Please subscribe. I'm trying to grow as a channel, see if I can uh, share my love of comics with the rest of the world. But well, for now, I'm done. It's almost midnight around here, so I'll probably go to sleep right now. Tomorrow's Monday, and I have to get back to work. So Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.